Hello and welcome back to Avowed. So, last time we spent some time going to some people who were animators and talking to them and stuff, and we got some info. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of what we were doing. Uh, and Yada told us to go down here now, to the basement or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know if this is a whole thing or just a short
Stay ready.
little part of the game.
Light. Who grows here?
This could be a whole mini dungeon of sorts, like we had when we were in Paradise. That's what I thought last time and why I didn't go down. But I guess we'll find out. Arthur Castell's will. Together I leave my mother's amulet, the only piece of the Valiant Republics I took from home. My one condition is that she wear it as a reminder that we all come from somewhere. May she find comfort in a chain that binds the present to the past. I leave her also the house, the laboratory, and our inventions, yes, all of them, with no conditions or expectations to weigh her down. Forgive us. Got all mushroomy down here. The many faces of Barab. How fitting that we know the god of cycles, doorways, and mortality and inevitability as Barab. What civilians know this very same god as Cyrano. For if nothing else, Barab teaches us that duality exists in all things. There is life in death, and death in life. Embrace this duality and you honor Barab. In the ruins, Glenfaith, Barab is depicted in the form of two semi-skeletal figures, one male, one female. Bunen e Enku and Enku e Bunen. Literally life and death and life in the Glenfarben tongue. Male and female, inside and outside, life and death. We often think of a verb by imagining two sides of a coin, or the two endpoints of a journey. It said that Barab has the most petition. Oh god. Sorry again. It said that Barab has the most petitioners of every god, and this is likely true. Who amongst us has not prayed for the cycle to hiccup? Who has not, in a moment of sadness, yelled at Barab to make an exception for our fallen loved ones? Barab may not rescue our loved ones, but it answers our prayers in its own divine way. Barab is the god that makes life end in death, and it is also the god that makes death end in life. Barab, Cyrano, B1, NQ, whatever, whichever of the many names you prefer to use, deserves our prayers, but it has given us the promise of life eternal renewal. For some reason not to be in here. Jeez, I'm seeing a lot now. Well, that's the way to start a video. Whatever. Cordella Castell's will. Arthur insisted I write something down in case the voice should come to pass. But what inheritance do I have to offer? What legacy do I leave? I took no possessions from the homeland. I know nothing but my ambition and my mistakes. The ink is splotched as if someone tapped a quill on the parchment several times before continuing. Chigata. I leave my unshakable resolve, determination to see her plans through to the bitter end, and the presence of mind to remember what is important. Let her have all my best qualities. Should the experiment fail, I won't need them anymore. Not where I'm going. The gift bearer's pilgrimage. A gift bearer of Andre is traveling along the road when she meets a man in tears holding a scrap of parchment. Why do you weep? Asked the gift bearer. I hold here a letter from my wife. I try to be a good husband, but the letter says that I am not, and that she has gone to seek the company of a better man. Now this is all that remains of her. Give the letter to me then, says the gift bearer. Once you have forgotten the letter, your wife can cause you no further pain. The man gives her the letter and finds his tears have dried up. He thanks the gift bearer and leaves at peace. The gift bearer continues on, contemplating the man's story, but does not get far before she encounters an old woman in tears holding a string of beads. Why do you weep? Asked the gift bearer. I hold here a string of beads that counted the years of my daughter's life. Sickness took her while she was still a child, and she was denied of the joys of full life, denied the joys of a mother. That is all that remains of her. Give me the beads then, says the gift bearer, for once you have forgotten the beads, your daughter can truly rest. The old woman gives her the beads and finds her grief no longer gnaws at her soul. She thanks the gift bearer and leaves at peace. Yeah, the gift bearer is the person that we met as well. It's a title, I guess. And somehow they can make us forget stuff. It's kind of interesting world building. Wondering when this is gonna go. Finger on the woman's pain, the gift bearer follows the road until she reaches the sea. In her hands she carries the letter and the beads. They are light in her hands, but heavy upon her heart, and she is crying. She prays to Andra to allow the objects to be forgotten, and cast them into the water. And yet, long after they have sunk beneath the waves, the gift bearer finds herself still weeping. Merciful Andra, please the gift bearer. In your service I have helped people forget their troubles. Yet though I pass them on to you, I feel them still as though they were mine. How can this be? The gift bearer listens to the wisdom of the crashing waves until she understands to feel the troubles of others, and your soul is a burden itself. Kitty, stop that. Stop! Do we need to go get you? Sorry, he's just being real bad today for some reason. I need to make sure he doesn't do anything. Kitty! Stop! Stop it! This is Kitty! No! Get down from there. I need to go get him. Hold on. I'm gonna pause the video. Alright, where was I? The gift bearer listens to the wisdom of the crashing waves until she understands. To feel the troubles of others in your soul is a burden itself. However, she has not chosen to give on but to bear it away. The troubles are not hers to forget. I gave myself to you then, says the gift bearer. From once I am in your care, no memory may haunt me. And with that, the tide comes forth and embraces the gift bearer. When it does, and when it ends, and when it ebbs, she is gone. Yeah. I mean, is that what the old guy we saw also maybe did? Maybe that's why he went to sea. Is this like the inevitable conclusion of a gift bearer? I mean, maybe. But it's kind of dark either way. Always having these pains, these things. Yeah. Cadilla's right. Arthur Cassell's journal, by the way. Cadilla is right, of course. We could refine the phantasmal focus for the rest of our lives, or we could put it to good use. Oh god, sorry, I don't know why my stomach is so... I'm still a bit sick. But yeah. Our plan has always been to tinker with the natural order, but nature is not orderly in the living lands. If we poke too hard at nature, who's to say something else won't poke back at us? Concerned letter. My friends, you spend too much time in the privacy of your lab. I know that words were exchanged and more than one ego was bruised after the incident at the workshop. But damage is superficial. The community is ready to welcome you back with open arms. For the moment I am seeing to Gerda's education, but I urge you to give her the attention she deserves. She's a promising young woman in a difficult and influential time of her life. She needs the counsel of a family now more than ever. Per Quilici. Still don't know how to say that. It's a big basement. Robert scribblings. The device should not work, and yet it does. Therein lies the problem. Fearing reality and conflict, and to succeed without comprehension is worse than failure. I have learned nothing, and can assume nothing about the limitations of this invention. It frightens me almost as much as Cordelia's insistence that we keep going. All I know is that the device has tapped into something. I believed it was the essence of a living lens. What if I am wrong? What if it's set up here as a been randomly scoured? Skirt from the page. Is that a word? Skirt? What is that word? Gotta look it up. For some reason I'm looking at the word and it looks like nothing. Skirt. Hold on. Gotta look it up because that word doesn't look like anything to me. Like remove dirt on what it matter by scouring, scour, by finally scoured from the page. Is that it? Scoured? I don't know if I've heard that word before somehow. Scoured. Finally scoured from the page. Okay, sure. Yeah, some words I'm just like sound like something I should have heard before, but I don't know. English is weird sometimes, and there's just some words you just don't hear a lot. Anyway, have we transgressed so far into the unknowable that we are blind to the grave we dug ourselves? Must make preparations for the future. So many letters and things to read. I did not know that was gonna be. This was what I was gonna be doing. That's why we were gonna be in a dungeon, fighting stuff maybe, but nope. So of course reading. That's a letter from Maxim Medaro. Arthur, do you have everything you need? After Cordella's outburst at the workshop, they say she retreated into her private lab. It's perfectly fine, but I worry about you and Liliana. Let me know if you need anything, even if it's just to talk. I understand your research has made some ambitious strides. Good for you both. When you're ready to service again, we have a game of Hasatoha to finish, or something. I'll keep the pieces warm. Maxim Medaro, Governor of Misavano. Keep the pieces warm. Now what do you mean to say by that, but it sounds weird. Abaddon's hands. Of all the stories of all the gods, no doubt one of the most charming is the legend of Abaddon's hands. Subcultures, Abaddon's hands are tiny cheerful creatures that hide in the walls and the cracks between paving stones. In others, they are silent men of stone who roam distant lands. In all such tales, however, the Abaddon's constructs, built in his image to continue his good work of creating strong and wondrous things in the world. Thus upon spying a mighty mountain peak, or a row of Ardra pillars, or another natural marvel, parents and nursemaids will teach young children that they are the work of Abaddon's hands. Thus they appeal to Abaddon as a deity, as it is through his legend that we recognize familiar shapes in the natural world. Thus when we see a landform that resembles a colonnade, or arched gate, or a mighty home, we see a hand and a purpose at work that is not unlike our own. And while Abaddon's own identity as a construct is alienating to some, to many of us, his crude yet practical shape is confronting. While the other gods take the form of birds, beasts, and sea, Abaddon takes the shape of our most common tools and constructions. His debasement in a body of iron elevates our own works and neighbors, and it offers us a grand hope. For if a god could rebuild himself out of iron, what wonders might Kiev create with their own hands? Okay, Casel's journal. Arthur has been quiet lately, so I know he's worried about the experiment. He thinks the island will object to our interference, as if such a thing were even possible. Clearly our daughter is cut from my side of the family. Can't wait to teach her everything we've learned. With any luck, Yata will be as wild in the daisies as the forces at play around her.
I feel pretty certain that those people aren't supposed to be plants. What a horrific fate. Beauty reborn. A life of peace.
Yeah. Uh, I was expecting them to, you know, be something. Super dead. Zombie maybe. But yeah, turning into a plant. That is something. Phantasmal focus. It's like a staff. Cool looking staff.
Let's- We can... we can leave now, right? Poor Giada. To think she's been living with this right under her nose.
Got a cool tree in your basement though. Well, that's what you get when you experiment with the forces of nature, I guess. Turn into a plant. Yeah. Yeah, shiny somewhere around here. Look at this. Alright, so that's on a dungeon. But a little low. But
Anyone know what happened back there? I think those were Giada's parents. Whatever's left of them. So they're... dead?
kinda,
Something
maybe.
like that. Gods. I can't believe this.
Maybe the stuck with that forever. Assuming the conscious might be a fate worse than death. Well, I mean, that's mostly what I was expecting.
You're back. You found it. You actually found my inheritance.
But it was
you
particularly
see
difficult. Just
my
right
mother
there.
and father? Are they still there?
Guess he didn't ever go back forward. Our sibling nature stripped him apart. Guys, you might have warned me. I saw them. The plant couples were pretty hard to miss. Did we not get any info about this? I thought it was pretty clear you were dead down there, right? I mean, right? Didn't we hear? I don't know. I guess not. I guess I just assumed that. Good guess. Where else would it be? Whatever I saw down there is your business. We don't need to discuss it.
Nothing so malicious, but no less cruel. All that's really down there is an unhappy memory. One that keeps on growing.
Do you want to talk about it? Regardless, it's a pump burial. I don't mean to pry. We can talk more later if that would be enough. Let's get to work then.
My mother had an idea about how to use the essence of the living lands. And it destroyed her. My father. Our family.
People are too quick to risk everything for an ideal. I'm sorry it didn't work out for your family.
So I swore an oath. No one could enter the lab until I understood what happened.
Till today. So, do you know what happened? Isolate yourself in grief. You could have asked for someone. You could ask someone for help. I assume you know how to use this gadget. So, do you know what happened?
I'm on the right track to figuring it out, which is almost as good. Enough about me. Let's worry about you for a change. With the phantasmal focus, I can finally tap directly into the essence of the living lands. I can also use it to smack around anyone who gets in our way.
Maybe I should have read the. That might have been flavor taste in that thing that I just got, but now it was removed from my inventory. But whatever. It might not have been too much of anything. If I have to get rid of it so soon anyway. I don't know. Good thinking. You'll want to use that thing as a weapon? That's the time I will save.
Don't worry. It's more durable than it looks. Kind of like me. The only thing we're missing now is an Adra pillar. And I know the perfect one. Naku Tedek. The old godless ruin west of Fjord. There should be some equipment waiting for us.
Let's be off. We could always use that pillar in the workshop. What is enemy's equipment doing in some old ruin? I have little experience. I have little experience with godless ruins.
We used it to study the Adra pillar. Then some priests moved in and took offense at our work. I hope they haven't tampered with the equipment, or this will be a very short experiment. Naku Tedek is special. I used to play there as a child and take rubbings of the memorial plaques. Historians think it may have once been a burial ground, a place where souls can return to the earth. So, we kept the tradition alive. Many of our founders are buried there, though not all of them, as you discovered.
I feel like we're close to getting some answers.
That's your intuition talking. Listen to it. I wouldn't be anywhere without mine. Before we head out, let's make the most of our time in Fjord. No telling how long we'll be gone. And I hate to be a problem, but I do my best work in small groups. Chalk it up to performance anxiety.
Okay, so we will be having you as a party member, it sounds like. Okay. What was this performance anxiety when you were shouting at Vidal's face?
That was not my finest hour. I was so angry. Mistakes were made. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, I don't want there to be any mistakes.
Well, yeah, so I had been thinking about this, who I actually wanted to, you know, leave a camp, because I was pretty sure we were gonna only have 2 members at once, and that seems to be true. And like, I didn't just want to ditch Marius immediately. That was my thought, you know. And I was like, feels bad just to ditch Marius immediately, because, you know, Kai is clearly, you know, I feel like a favorite of the game, and he's a favorite to me. Marius has some charm in his own sense, and he can be fun, but he could also be, you know, a grumpy guy. And I didn't really want to have a grumpy guy only. I wanted to have Kai as well. So I was like, okay, should I really get rid of Marius? Should I try, you know, to keep him around, you know? And I thought about that, and I was like, well, that, you know, I'm sure we'll have opportunities to change them around, you know, in the future. And I obviously want Gyada, you know, to be around for a while, just, you know, as a new party member and everything. And yeah, like, even then, with all that, you know, I still think I just want Kai around, you know. He just gives a better vibe, you know. That's what it comes down to. The vibe is a lot better than Mario's, and I'm not sure what Gyada's vibe is yet. It's we haven't had a lot of time, but yeah, at the very least I want Kai around. So yeah, sorry Marius, but you're going to camp.
Sounds good. I need to do some hunting anyway.
Once we're all together, we should trade ghost stories. Best way to get acquainted. In the meantime, let's be off.
Alright, new companion. Alright. For a little bit I really wasn't sure. Like, it sounded a lot like she was going to be our companion, but you know, maybe not. It took a little bit. Gyada uses animation to understand the world around her. While the science of souls remains controversial, she believes the untapped essence of the living lands can and should be I can't read today, man. Can and should be put to good use. Jesus. She wants to prove her convictions by supporting the party in battle, and with the phantasmal focus, she draws the spiritual currents of the living lands to heal and defend her friends. Yeah, so she's the closest to magical, you know, magic user we have as a party member. Let's look at her abilities here. I have 5 I can do. I guess I'll just do one of each. Right, I mean... No, this one's already gotten. Yeah. Get these at least. So, barrier. Grants all islands a shield and provides temporary health for 20 seconds. Acceleration. Increase the move speed and attack speed for islands for 15 seconds. Get attacks, heal all allies by a small amount. and purification. Yeah, cause forth with invigorating wave of energy that heals allies by 25% of the maximum health. Okay, that her attacks heal, and this is just a straight up heal. Right. It's a passive ability, I see. Got it, okay, it's like... You have 2 heals? I guess that's nice. That's kinda nice, maybe. That could also be nice, I guess. Does that include me? I would assume it includes me. 50%. That's kinda neat. 25 to 50 is pretty nice. I don't know, what about these ones? Like these shield stuff and whatever. Healing sounds nice to have something and can just be done. Oh, I want that one. And I want this one, yeah. Alright. I think that was... Oh, I also leveled up apparently, I didn't realize. What do I want? You know? Don't even know. Almost about 15. I don't even know what I want anymore. I haven't even used that really. Do I have an axe now? Should I get this? I think I contemplated that, but then there was a point where I didn't have an axe. So when I had the knife thing again. But now I have this. Am I gonna be changing my weapon anytime soon? I feel like probably not. Sure. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sure, why not? And what do I want? See, all my equipment gives me so many stats. Like, Basalt is something I only have actually 2 points in, and same constitution. Funnily enough. Should I get more Basalt? Let's get more Basalt. Just for the future. You never know if I'm gonna find some cool equipment or something. I might have. Alright. Well, there you go. Going to Melchizedek. And also, go to a camp. It's luckily one right here. So, works out pretty well. Because I do want to, you know, do camp stuff. Talk to the peeps. Because I know they have some things above their heads now that I can talk to them about. Presumably about our new companion as well. You know? Yeah. It is unfortunate, you know, we don't get to have those occasional, you know, moments where our companions, you know, talk in conversations, you know. Mario's made a comment, you know, here and there, and sometimes Kai makes a comment here and there. It's unfortunate. It's a bit of extra flavor, you know. I never would, you know, never know when they're gonna do such a thing. So, you know, it just kind of happens, and you know, the text and things they talk about when you're walking around the world.
The cartographer must be around here somewhere.
And you know, I'm gonna miss things
I hope no one minds.
that could be interesting if I had a certain character maybe at a certain point.
Tell us,
And this is how it is.
Let's see. A few things about me. I enjoy long conversations, and my favorite season is autumn. Apparently, I also snore, which annoys some people.
So do I. Glad it won't just be me now. We should pitch our tents on either side of Marius. The drone really helps him sleep.
Right, that's me. And the first rule of camp is never listen to Kai. He's a blessed Nimdu of the highest order.
If anyone needs their soul tinkered on, don't hesitate to ask. I'm rather good with souls.
I'll take your word for it.
It's gonna be fun to have more, you know, members. 'Cause we don't talk. It's always
I
this
wish you could
back
have
and
seen
forth
Alex
between
there
Kai and
at the time.
Marius. We actually have someone else to bounce things off of. You know. That's all we got, I guess.
Thank you again for
She's
letting
the
me
new
join
one.
you. An animancer never misses an opportunity to embrace the unknown. Still, being an animancer feels different without Fior Mesiverno. For the first time, I don't have to prove myself to anyone.
Figuring... nope. I think you're going to enjoy working for yourself. He wasn't going anywhere. You could always make amends. Certainly not to me.
You're forgetting all the bridges I burned on my way out. No, that part of my life is over. At least now I have a place I can call my own.
I don't want to offer, aside from Messy Camp and an old bedroll. You're welcome to stay as long as you will have us. I'll spark you back into VR anytime you feel homesick. I mean, I was wondering, like, can we just walk around VR with her around? Is that gonna matter? Probably won't matter, but you know, it's funny that we might just come back and she's exiled and, you know, does that matter?
Such a troublemaker. But a thoughtful one.
Indeed.
Not to change the topic, but this little adventure of ours, will it be dangerous?
Well, probably. Probably though not any fault of ours. Any luck. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Does that make you uncomfortable?
Just making sure I know what I signed up for. My mother and father taught me how to defend myself, among other things. When you need me, I'll be ready. I hope so anyway.
Well, don't worry about dying. When you die, you eventually come back anyway. You don't even need to go and revive you. As long as I don't die. That's how the game works. Let's talk about else. I want to know about you. Okay. Let's go top to bottom, I
You
guess.
know me. Always ready with an answer.
I would like to learn more about Fiora Mesiverno. No gossip. How about you? Okay.
Ah, you want a story? Very well. Settle in. It all started about 50 years ago, in the great city of Spirento. A young nobleman by the name of Maxim Vidaro sought to inherit a distinguished government position.
Would he be the governor's father? Listen attentively.
Unfortunately, yes. A distant cousin cheated Maxim out of the title. He was devastated, his political future uncertain. No one lifted a finger to help. Not the banks, not the merchants, or the politicians. So, Maxim did what Valians do best.
He tells his cousin to a duel, which is what?
Something like that. Maxim plotted his revenge. They say he prayed to Scan, the effigy, god of rebellion and defiance, to ask for a blessing. And Scan answered. Take their best and brightest, their heirs, their scholars, their futures, to the far side of the world, never to return. And Maxim did just that. He gathered a following and left the Valian republics, giving thanks to his dark god.
That takes there being a different font and everything, and I think it's a different font. At least it was italic, and yeah, it looked really strange to me. In that, it's like, wow, okay, whatever. Anyway, so he found enemies to community living lands. He didn't tell me this was going to be a scary story.
Most of my stories are. Spirento was full of animancers, many of them in debt, and Maxim was a wealthy patron. They needed each other. So the animancers followed Maxim all the way out here, including my parents, Quilici, and others around town. At the time, this place was an animancer's dream. No oversight, limited government, and soil rich with essence. 40 years later, Maxim vanished. They say the effigy came to collect his soul. Nonsense, of course. His son has been in charge ever since. For better or worse.
I suppose he's doing his best. He's not quite living up to his father's example. Thanks for the story, Kiara.
His father had the advantages of growing up in Valian society. So did mine. He and I might squabble in public from time to time, but we're both just figuring it all out as we go. Thanks for listening. We should do this again.
I love a good ghost story. Just not the dreams I have afterwards.
Hadn't heard all that before. Probably a lesson or two in there.
One of these days you'll have to tell me an endearing ghost story. You learn a lot about people by what scares them.
You must know some local gossip.
Let me think. Quilici has a girlfriend, as cute as a button, and as smart as an archmage. That isn't a secret. I'm just happy for him.
Okay. Anything else?
Have you heard of the incident at Beldereno Pass? 20 settlers lost their lives in a winter storm. Ever since, people have heard ghostly cries from a nearby cave. Fascinating, isn't it? Tragic, of course, but fascinating.
Anything else?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I haven't heard anything new of late. Being an outcast means being out of the loop.
Okay.
What are
How
you
about
so
you?
curious about?
Oh boy. What do you think about travel companions? You just met them pretty much.
Anyone in particular? I warn you, I'm not the best judge of first impressions.
How about Kai?
Kai is a useful fellow. We need people like him to keep you grounded. Just not too grounded. On the surface, Kai is all charm and confidence. You feel good knowing he's around. But there's something deeper. Something in his core that he guards from everyone. Maybe even himself.
That's, yeah. That's kind of how I would describe him. Clearly. Do you think we should be concerned? What makes you think so? Thanks for your perspective.
Kai wears his confidence like a mask. We all do. No one wants to project their frailties. But in his case, hiding behind it amplifies his better qualities. So I say, let him have his mask. If there's another side to him, he'll show us when he's good and ready. No need to rush a natural process.
Any thoughts on Marius?
Marius is working through something. An old wound that hasn't healed. A search for forgiveness? Who knows? He's a tough fellow, but I wouldn't put too much pressure on him.
What kind of pressure? I seem to attract the wounded. At least you make a good why can't I read? I just fumble over words so much today. At least you make good company.
Good question. Mental and emotional pressure, specifically. Marius could hunt the great western stag if he set his mind to it. But his own feelings elude him. When he wants to find himself, give him room to do so, but don't push him. Just be there to catch him.
Sure know a lot, having known him for 2 seconds. I guess, you know, you might not you aren't really supposed to do this immediately, maybe, but you know, I just want to do it now. But yeah, you know, either that is just very perceptive is the word, not whatever. I can't say words today, man. Just go with it. What do you think of me?
We haven't been together long, but I think I have you figured out. In Paradise, you have a reputation for being an unlawful misfit. This is the frontier, after all. We don't exactly do things by the book. Your Messi Verno tolerates you well enough. No doubt thanks to my influence. Of course, all I know is what you've done. You may not think these choices reflect who you are. At the end of the day, you shouldn't care what anyone thinks. All that matters is how you see yourself. I've spilled all the gossip I know. Ask me again when there's a new face in camp.
Can we talk about what happened to your parents?
I suppose you deserve to know, after what I put you through. My mother wanted to expand Fiore's agriculture. Feeding Emerald Stair wasn't ambitious enough. She wanted to feed the world. She thought she could break the wilderness, using animancy as the whip. Turn the living lands into a garden.
Do you think that's even possible? That sounds ambitious, but incredibly dangerous. Until something went wrong. No offense, but that's downright terrifying.
Anything's possible, but there are significant problems to overcome. After my father put the finishing touches on the phantasmal focus, she was impatient to get started. After all, whoever controls the spirit of the living lands has nature in the palm of their hand.
There's a lot of power for one element, so Emerald Stair was just a prototype for a bigger plan? Don't take this the wrong way, but was your mother alright?
My father thought so too. Emerald Stair was just the beginning to her. My father thought she was brilliant. Others thought she was mad. I think she was a victim of her own ambition. She wanted so much and there was so little time to achieve it. Theoretically, her plan should have worked. The living lands had other ideas. When she used the phantasmal focus, theory collided with reality. Everything went wrong.
What do you think happened? Do animancy often change people like that? How old were you? What makes you think we'll fare any better than your parents did? Please tell me. I'm sure it wasn't easy. Not sure how many of these I can say. I feel like maybe a few, because I can say this. Like, this seems like just a random question to ask, and that's the only one.
I was 17. That makes it... Gods, has it been 13 years already? After they died, I wouldn't go near a lab. It was ages before Quilici got me to crack open a book. I have a lot of catching up to do in my studies. Need to make up for lost time.
Wait. She's here 17. Okay, 13. She's 30. Okay. Right. For some reason I thought she was 32. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. 13, 30, 17. No, I thought she was... I thought I read I heard 19. I don't know why I thought she was 32 for some reason. She's 30. Do we know the ages of other characters? Or other party members? Not sure we do. Maybe? I also wonder, like, based on the we know sorta how the you know, time system months work now. I wonder how different ages would be compared to how aging would work in our world. You know, like, would she be older or younger? Not really sure, but yeah. Anyway, it's kind of interesting to compare that because this world does not follow the same time as ours does. That makes sense. Anyway, whatever. Okay, can't say more. I was wondering. Does enemies often change people like that?
No. To my knowledge, the accident was no everyday occurrence. But neither was the experiment. My mother transgressed on nature, on existence itself. Still, I don't understand what went wrong. When I do, then I can finish her work.
What makes me evil family better than your parents did?
My mother and father didn't know the risks, and I can't stop thinking about them. Caution and experience will stop us from repeating their mistakes.
What do you think happened?
I can't rule anything out, but I suspect the Dream Scourge had something to do with it. It lives in the essence of the living lands, corrupting whatever it touches. If I'm right, that means it's been here a long time. Or the forces behind it. That's all I care to say for now. At least, about this topic. I thought my family's research could help Emerald Stare. That it could banish the Dream Scourge from our lands. Of course, Vidaro wouldn't even give me a chance. He was afraid of history repeating itself. Still, I'm hopeful. This legacy of mine could change Animancy as we know it. And something tells me I'm close to a breakthrough. Closer than my mother ever got.
Is that what you want? Let me know if I can help in any way. I'm close to your own annihilation.
Good question. The idea of finishing my parents' work gives me a warm feeling. But do I want it? I know I've got one lifetime, and I want to do something with it.
Beginning acquiring enemies is a good start. Right, but that doesn't answer my question. Why?
Maybe it's not a question of what I want, but what is best for me. This is the one life where I am Giada Castel, Animancer extraordinaire. In the next life, I could be an idiotic tree. I have an obligation to use the time I have. No Animancer has engineered an ecosystem before. Maybe, with a little luck, I could be the first.
Your same name is Castell. Any connection to Castell's Folly?
That little island off of Dawnshore? None that I know of. Ignato Castel led the Valian trading company in the Deadfire archipelago. Among other things, he invested in the future of Animancy, and apparently he had interests here.
No primary connection then. What was Castell's Folly? Anything what happened to him?
He had some ideas about moving great distances in the blink of an eye. As far as I know, he was unsuccessful. Animancy and ambition are a dangerous mixture. Intoxicating, but dangerous.
That does sound actually familiar. Didn't I hear something about someone trying to teleport essentially, and that didn't work? I feel like I do kind of remember something like that.
Afraid not. I've heard a lot of contradictory stories coming out of the Deadfire in recent years. Some say Castel is still in power, while others think his second-in-command took over the Valian trading company. You know how it is. Wherever there's conflict, there's bound to be misinformation.
No family connection then.
I hope not. I wouldn't want my family associated with speculation, corruption, and whatever else happened in the Deadfire. We have enough problems already. Unfortunately, that's all I know. Whether or not Castel succeeded, I don't think it's folly to dream.
Have you ever tried animation yourself?
Now that you mention it, I did try and awaken my soul, to become fully aware of my past lives. Every Animancer tries, and fails. It's practically a rite of passage. So, one evening, I crept into the workshop and cobbled an invention together from spare parts. Amateur work. Then I turned it on. Big mistake. The next thing I knew, it was morning. I was floating in the fountain, and my head was pounding like a drum.
You don't need animancy for that. Just rum and a crew on shore leave.
That answers a lot of questions, honestly.
Sometimes I wonder, what if it actually worked? What if all of this happened before, and I'm just reliving the events of a past life? I try not to think about it too much.
How does the phantasmal focus work?
Ah, a simple question with a very complicated answer. The device is attuned to the spiritual energy of the living lands, much like a compass to magnetic north. But essence is chaotic by nature. As you saw with your own eyes, imposing order on chaos is not without risk.
The signaling names doesn't want us to be doesn't want to be controlled. I am just reading so wrong today, like exceptionally wrong. I don't know why. Your parents accepted that risk. Could anyone wield the phantasmal focus?
Indeed. Don't get me wrong. This invention is a small miracle, but it isn't enough. The phantasmal focus was supposed to be the start of something grand. One lever of a device that exists only in theory. Perhaps it should remain that way.
Talk about Emerald's there.
I'll tell you whatever I know.
Alright, that's all I guess, yeah.
You too.
Alright. I think that's everything pretty much. You still have something above your head.
I can't believe it. Ranger Dorso,
right.
a traitor to Fiorme Siverno. Shame we had to kill her. But at least now she can't hurt anyone else. The damage is contained, more or less.
So I was wondering, one thing that I kind of was realizing the more and more I went into, exploring Emerald's there, was like, wait, am I maybe missing a party member? And, am I going to be missing some context from that? And, what do you have to say about certain events, if I don't get a party member? And I realized that we're probably going to get a party member in, Fiora. And I was realizing that more and more, and I had kind of committed to just going around the world. So, I accepted the fact that I was going to miss, what certain party members had to say about certain places. And yeah, Kiara, we could have had some... Definitely missed a lot of dialogue with her, because I went and did all the side quests before I got her in the party. But, yeah, maybe I will try to go to the town in the next area we go to, first, and see if there's another party member, do the main story stuff first. That's likely gonna lead to a party member. And then I'll explore the world, because that, I just wanted to do the side stuff before I went to main stuff. That's just how I did things. But yeah, I would rather have a party member to, have things to say about the world and everything. Because yeah, I'm sure, I'm especially wondering, because we made the decision about kind of destroying, the freaking Soribs, destroying, the elemental stuff. I imagine she has something to say about that. I mean, she might even have something in here, because yes, she's talking about one of the quests we did here. So at least we get these little things about it, so we get a little bit about what she would have to say about it. But yeah, not fully, clearly. Obviously, if we had her with us, she would probably have more to say about it. But yeah. Anyway, that's just something that I didn't think about until afterwards, and that's just my experience. I will. I guess we can say that I had Mario's thoughts and opinions about everything instead, because I would likely have, used Giada as a party member myself, Mario's in Emerald Star, if I had done it the way the developers probably intended you to do, and go to the main story first and get Yada and everything. But yeah. Anywho, moving on. See what's wrong about you, Miss Mano, about your people. Set an example, that's what matters. What have you done?
Usually, my people send traitors into exile.
Kitty's here, by the way.
Let nature sort them out. Exile in the living lands is not the worst fate a criminal can suffer, but it's close, and always deserved. Still, it's a shame. Dorso gave up on the dream of your Miss Iverno. Blamed animancers for the problems we tried to solve. And I hate to see anyone lose hope. That's all for now. Let me know if there's anything else. Not before I've done some reading.
I doubt
Okay.
my soul is worth much to an animancer.
Kitty.
Why would you say that about yourself?
It's just that I'm not what I'd call strong-willed. I'm tense all the time, and just not easy to be around sometimes.
Self-knowledge and inner conflict are signs of a powerful soul. Make no mistake, you have a good one.
Thank you. I needed that.
It's nice that you get to make Marius open up a little bit. So you have more to say.
Between the two of us, thank you for helping Yatsley reach that vase. Maybe it seems like nothing to you, but to her it's everything. When you consider how many Orlans and dwarves there are,
Oh right.
it's outrageous that we build so high off the ground.
What is this about? This was the very first thing we found when we got to Monster. Like yeah, the race, that person. It's like race. What is this? I take you and Yasli are close. Could ignore the long lady in distress. Most people ask for more complicated favors than Risa Haisyo.
She's very special to me. Don't let her size fool you. On the inside, Yatsley stands as tall as a mountain. One of these days she's going to change the world, shake things up. And I'll be at her side, grinning like a fool. Anyway, thanks again. What
Oops.
do you...
Yeah.
Not before I've done some reading.
Okay, that's it for now. Really, I thought you were gonna have something to say about yeah,
And that's
solid
why Adra
situation
and
that I
Papa are
did.
the only reliable
I
companions of
really
soul
expected you were gonna say something
Thank you
about
for
that at
listening.
least.
Are there any questions?
Right. I think you lost me a while back there.
Really?
I also was not paying attention. Sorry, what are we talking
I
about?
suppose that explains the heavy breathing.
He can sleep with his eyes open. Says it's a survival trick, but I think he does it to avoid my war stories.
What's the last thing you remember? We can start from there.
Oh, I seem to remember you coming over and saying, "Hey Marius, can we talk?"
That was hours ago.
Right. And feel free to start over from the beginning. I promise to listen this time.
No, that's all right. Perhaps another time.
That's Marius.
Envoy? Hard to imagine what Giada's going through right now, with her parents and all that. I mean, I have no idea what actually happened there, but she lost her people. She'll need time to get past that. And she deserves it. Right. Changing the subject. Ask away.
Tell me more about Monster.
I haven't dealt with Delamgon and blights and such all that much. They usually don't bother you unless you step too far off the trail. Of course, that's pretty much a given in your line of work, so we're all doing things we're not used to doing. Still, if you have a choice between upsetting the forest and not doing that, think about it. Maybe consider that the forest and Emerald Stair are known to hold a grudge.
Anything interesting out there?
There is something big in the southeast of the region. Most hunters say to stay away from there.
Any tips?
Most of this is probably old information for you, but you asked. Less urgency for shelter here. You can find shrubs to block the wind or tree cover to protect from rain. There's also plenty of food around too, if you know where to look. Rule of thumb, if it's red, don't eat it. Or if it makes you itch. There's also just about any kind of game you can imagine. Just make sure whatever you catch doesn't have mushrooms growing out of its face. Oh, and be careful when you leave the roads. You never know when that deer you killed was some Delumgon's favorite pet. Not sure what else to tell you.
Okay.
I think you know almost as much as I do at this.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
Good.
okay. Nothing there.
What do you need?
What about our new
Right.
companion?
Go ahead. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
Anything more about Kai?
As you know, Kai and I have worked together in the past. It's a blessed miracle he never got me killed. Honestly, he's a good guy. A bit too quick to ask questions for my taste, but... Kai's good enough. Tell him I said that I'll cut a hole in your water skins.
Okay.
Oh, Eddie, what do you... Right, go...
And Yada?
Giada's a mystery to me. Animancers give me the freakus, and for good reason. Most of them would just as soon turn your soul into jewelry as look at you. Giada seems different. She's smart, thoughtful, and she's got a spine, too. You can tell when someone needs extra help out here, and she doesn't. So, yeah, I don't understand her, but I guess I don't have to, really.
Okay, now you have to
What do you...
go back here and get into that menu now.
Right, go ahead.
You have more about Kai now?
As you know, Kai and I have worked together in the past. It's a blessed miracle he never got me. Honestly,
oh, it's the same. Weird. Okay, just get that same information.
thanks for
Sure.
talking.
Oh, you have another thing?
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? A woman arguing about the crops failing? Standing up for what you believe against authority. I can respect that. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but yeah, this works for her.
She's right. Trying to ignore an obvious fact. They can't call off the harvest on the opinions of a single person. You don't think you stand up for what you believe? Don't seem like one to avoid conflict.
It's more that I don't think my belief's worth standing up for. Life's simpler that way. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject. Pleasant dreams.
So then, what about you, Kai?
You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valian republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood.
What can I say? I do my best work under pressure.
Believe me, I meant that as a compliment.
Just has to make a point. Without us being unreasonable. It was excessive, loud public confrontations barely win people over. I'm surprised no one else backed her up. I mean, I can kinda agree with that. I don't know. Does it really help a lot of the time? Probably not. I am surprised no one else backed her up.
No one wanted to join me in exile. Can't say I blame them.
Living landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people. Especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth.
I mean, if everyone stands up, they can't exile everyone, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe they can. I guess. Don't rock the boat or whatever the phrase is, you know? Like, if you're living, if you are able to live still, even in the most out here, even if you're able to live just in the city, at least you're living in the city, you know? Not as bad as living out here, I suppose. So getting exiled probably, is an actual concern. I mean, that definitely can ring true. Standing up for your beliefs. You know, sometimes there's consequences to that. Can happen. It does happen, and yeah. But that's not how you make change, though. That's not how you make change. So that's the hard part of it. Anyway, so I prefer the vials to court, fewer politics. Sometimes you have to take a stand, even if it costs you. Yeah, kind of want to say that, but I gotta say the scout option. That's what I do. Are you hinting at? Oh God, sorry. Thought I wasn't coughing. I wasn't gonna cough a lot right now. I'm sorry about that. I'm hinting at a hard conversation that we need to have. What are you talking about? Wait, hinting at a hard conversation. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna say this one because it's unique.
Agreed.
I'm with you both. And Giada. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
I get it. Losing home is hard, especially when home doesn't love you back. Sometimes you have to cut ties. A home that compromises you isn't worth returning to. No community is perfect, but I wouldn't be so quick to abandon mine. Oh boy. This is both of these are very poignant, you know what I mean? Like, very, again, it's hard to, stand up for yourself or, make change or, again, like, also cutting ties and, because sometimes, it, who else do you have, even if it's maybe not perfect, so that is but I don't know what to say here, I kind of just want to say this one, I guess, instead, because those feel like a lot, you know what I mean? At least this one, yeah.
Sometimes that just makes it easier.
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. Like, what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this probably isn't how you wanted to start a new adventure, but we're glad to have you with us.
Thank you, Kai. The circumstances could be better, but it helps to be among friends.
Anytime. What's on your mind? Shoot.
Companions.
You're asking me? I'm not much of a gossip. Okay, who do you want to know about?
Giada.
She's got a lot of heart, and she's loyal to her people and their principles, even when it costs her. Giada's lost her home, but kept her resolve. It takes a special kind of person to weather what she has and emerge stronger for it. She'll have a lot to figure out after all this, but she's gonna be okay.
You can probably relate a little bit, Kai. That's a little bit like your situation, but obviously different in some ways. I mean, I guess we don't fully know about your situation, but yeah. Having to leave, being forced to, I thought you didn't care for Animancy. She's driven by her parents' legacy, but she hasn't found her own motivations. Giada could drive the future of Animancy. Even the colleagues who disagree with her clearly respect her.
She's young. She'll get there. Until then, there are certainly worse things to be driven by. Sure. Call her if you need anything else.
And that seems to be it. Okay. Alright. Well, turned out there was a lot to do in camp here, but that's just how it is.
It's definitely getting fired up now.
That thing is still broken and has code looking stuff in it. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Alright. Yeah.
Tell me, where did you learn to hunt?
Early on, I learned from a warden named Elinka. After that, I learned a lot from just going out and surviving on my own.
I'll bet you're a natural. You make it look effortless.
If you know what you're doing, it's not really that hard.
Some hunt with their eyes and ears, but you are hunting with your soul.
Not sure I get what you mean.
I believe you were a true hunter in a past life. An apex predator, like a Stelgar. You may not know it, but those instincts are still yours. Lying dormant, like a cat in the tall grass.
Right, that's me. Marius, king of the grasslands.
With a little animancy, we could awaken your former self. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh no, absolutely.
Oh well. Let me know when you change your mind.
It's kind of funny out here on the other side of the camp, you know. Like, we almost have to shout to each other from this distance. I don't know. Right, before I go, I was just wondering if I can do any kind of crafting at all in here. Just since I'm in camp anyway. Nope, wrong thing. No, is this what I want to do? Yes, it is. I can't get this, okay, to superb. Let's do it. First superb weapon, or thing in general. Look at all that. Yeah, I don't see myself changing my weapon at this point, like, unless I find a superb or legendary weapon, you know, in the wilds. Like, having to upgrade your weapons, you know, kinda makes you kinda force you kinda into a situation, into a certain weapon. That's fine, you know, whatever. Well, I don't have anything else I can upgrade though. I need more vert and stuff, and I need that new stuff. Yeah. Alright.
I heard you were stationed in the Deadfire.
Sure was. I was sent out as soon as I was old enough to leave home.
Is it true what they say? That Aethys woke up a dormant volcano?
That was after my time. But wait. Why do you want to know?
No reason.
Mogren's breath. Please don't start thinking of ways to set off a volcano.
No one is setting off any volcanoes. How would that even work? I bet I'd be really good at it.
Yeah, that scares me now. Can't you do that? Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I want. Yeah, so you can... Okay, so you can pretty easily change when you go to camp like this as well. Oh, that's fun, look at it, it'll get different portraits if you have them in camp or not. Playing the flute thingy. Can you only have... Could you like pick none? Okay, no, you have to pick two, okay. Okay, never mind. Alright, that's fine. Yeah. Alright. Oh, Jesus. This episode's not gonna end.
Her parents, her sentinels. To grow and flourish still, life without rot, form without death.
I was gonna say, like, I was hoping I was gonna be able to go to the mission, you know, and things, but I also kinda expected camp to take a little bit. But I didn't expect it to take this long, and now there's also this. Oh man. Alright. You call it life without the other things. Her parents are still alive in any way that matters to her. You and I have different ideas of beauty. I thought they were monsters. I guess there was horrible medicine to them. Can I have one night without you butting in? I'm trying to sleep. Yeah.
The lake dries. Prune the bellflowers. Why should anything wilt? Endless spring. They breathe. They flower. They will never fade.
Why do you care so much? Somehow I don't think they agree to this. I think there's a way to turn it back into people.
Apple into seed. We think not. They have blossomed now.
Hmm.
They sing in peace. Was it not worth the change?
No, you can't decide for us. You should always have a choice. Right, you have a new farm now, and that's better than nothing.
Do we not? The bear would have spent its days in the wood. They are strong now,
I
vibrant,
don't know what that means.
better than their frail shells.
It is hard to pass and figure out what you're trying to say, voice. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Supposed to be found in some form. You disgust me. Just let me sleep. I don't want to be rude to the voice. I don't have any reason to be.
No suffering, no end.
It's funny you can always be rude to it.
Sleep now. Dream of beauty and new life. We will speak soon.
Okay. Can I end the video now? Alright. Well, we got a new companion. And we are ready to continue our quest. And yeah, it was a pretty, you know, talky episode. That's fine, you know, whatever. We had a lot of exploration in the world, you know, for a while, so a little bit more story and a little bit more, you know, main story stuff especially. That's fine. Should I maybe try to spread out main story and side story, you know, and have them, you know, intersperse or whatever? Maybe. You know, I'm not, I guess. We have a yellow icon with a little water droplet thing, tear. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I got the, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Symbol. Looks very fancy. Anyway, alright, gonna save. That's the video. Oh, I have a gun now. Let me just switch. I was placing down my controller and I clicked the button or something. Okay, that's the video. I gotta go. Yeah. Didn't have a video for a few days because I was feeling incredibly sick. I felt okay to do another video today. But I do feel, you know, a little bit rough. But hopefully I can make a few videos this week on this game. Because I do want to get through this game, you know. And if I'm sick and I don't feel like recording multiple episodes a day, you know, I am gonna just not. So, you know. But, yeah. Hopefully I'm gonna be good with that, and we'll see. But anyway, that's it for now though. Winter continues, and things and stuff, and goodbye.